like swerve right, swerve left, like, hey, but it's not funny in this moment. It's like, and I'm nudging Velvet like, hey, but like, cause I'm sober at this point. I don't really, hello, gumbo pots. Never mind, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna name any of the people that follow me. Today is what most people I see online is waiting for, and that is a story time. And this story time is about the time that I almost got arrested with my friend. I'm going to call her Velvet, and her friend Wayne and Remy. That's a husband and a wife. So it starts off like this. This was my call center days, so I used to go out like a whole lot. Like I remember one week I went out 6 days out of 7 days. And a lot of the times I would work morning shift, so I end up going to the club, leaving, showering at home, and going straight to work. So this day, Velvet wanted to go out, and she told me about Wayne and Remy, and she was telling me that they always throwing parties, and when they go out, they pay for everything and everything like that. For me, I didn't mind because I was the type, if I went out with people, I get their drinks and stuff. So somebody saying that somebody else paying ain't really doing nothing for me. So boom, I finished my work shift. I had already bought my outfit with me. I'm gonna have to edit that out. I go to Velvet Place and I take a shower there. I get ready, Velvet get ready, and then we headed over to this is in Houston, by the way. We headed over to the southeast side to meet up with Wayne and Remy. So then from there, Wayne and Remy wanted the bar hop that night. They wanted the bar hop. It was around like 10 o'clock when I got off. So they wanted the bar hop until like 11 because in Houston, a lot of the places stop serving alcohol after 12 if it ain't a club. So from there, wait, is it 12? I don't remember, don't quote me. But I know the liquor laws in Texas is not Louisiana. Louisiana is 24 hours, baby. You can get drunk. If you wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, you can go to a corner store or 24-hour Walgreens, get a bottle.
Come on, my cow. Make them feel it in their back, my cow.
Anyway, so back to the story. From there, we decided we was gonna go to a bunch of places downtown because they were close enough to each other to where we can do the bar hopping within an hour. And then from there, we were gonna go to a regular club. Then from there, we was gonna go to the after hours. And during that period, I had a lot of energy, so it didn't really bother me. I don't know where the energy came from, but I was able to do that and really didn't even need that much sleep, unless it would be like on weekends or something like that, and maybe I'm off, I'll sleep in that day or something like that. So we get to club one. Next thing you know, we get to bar number one. It's like, Wayne was like, get whatever y'all want, get whatever y'all want, get whatever y'all want, get whatever y'all want. And for me, it's like I had a phase of gin, then I had a phase of Long Island's, then I had a phase of Hennessy, then I had a phase of Ciroc, then I had a phase of champagne. And around this time, the first phase, don't laugh at me, y'all, was a Four Loko phase.
Well, hold on.
I had already had a Four Loko at Velvet House in the refrigerator. So from there, like with Four Lokos, I used to be good. If I drank one whole Four Loko, that'll really hold me the whole night. Anything else I get, I would just babysit it. I wouldn't even need to drink like that because Four Lokos, the original Four Lokos, you had to be there. So from there, Wayne was like kind of like aggressive with it, but it seemed like he probably had been drinking already though. But we was in separate vehicles, so I didn't really trip off of that. So then from there, I ended up getting a Long Island because I know with those, most places make them really weak. So, you know, just to shut him up, like, let me just get this Long Island. Velvet, she had ended up getting a double Ciroc with a splash of Sprite. So, you know, we at bar number one. Then we barely finished the drinks. Wayne ready to go to bar number two. We go to bar number two. He ready to order again. And Remy was she was acting a little strange But I'll get to later what was the reason why she was acting strange. But she was acting a little strange. She was hyping stuff, and all she wanted was water and orange juice. That's kind of like a giveaway for people who know, what that's about. So then we made it to 3 bars, and by about 3, I asked for wings because I'm a person when I used to be a drinker, because I don't drink at this current moment. Haven't had none all this year, and I will always eat when I'm done because sobering up would always make me hungry, which is good. Some people mistake that hunger feeling for drinking more and then you end up drunk. I've been there before too, but so I got wings at the 3rd place, and Wayne kept paying for everything. It's like every time I go to pull out my card, Wayne and Remy is just like, no, we invited y'all out, we want to treat y'all. And it's like, I appreciate it, but I'm a giver. Givers don't know how to take from people. We only know how to give. If you give to a giver, you got to be somebody we really trust, and even then it's going to be a little bit difficult to even feel comfortable with it. I'm always going to feel like I owe you. So if you do something for me, I'm always going to want to do that back. So it's like the bars, they were cool. The music wasn't really playing no music. It was more like sports bars that we were at. So they was more so having flashbacks of ESPN on TV and things like that. And then finally we switched over to the club, and we started at, this was Friday or Saturday, I think. I don't remember what day, but I know we ended up at a lesbian club called Toys. And Toys, it's like in Houston, you'll have clubs that's lesbian clubs, but it's kind of like a straight club with confetti on it, because the environment don't feel that different versus if you go to a male gay club, you could tell a difference. But with lesbian clubs, it's kind of like you can go there and you won't feel uncomfortable. Straight women can go there, they won't feel uncomfortable because it's not like they vampires and they gonna bite you and you're gonna be gay or something like that. So from there, they playing all kind of fun music and stuff like that. So me and Velvet, we having a good time, we dancing, and Remy was dancing, but then Wayne wanted to Wayne was just so gung-ho about paying for stuff. I don't know if he got some type of masculinity complex to where he just had to show that he was the dominant person in the situation. But he kept getting, after a while, he got tired of asking, and he just would hand drinks. But for me, I wasn't drinking it. After a while, Velvet was kind of taking some of them in, but for me, I was like, I sip here and there, but I wasn't really drinking it because I knew that we would be leaving soon. So then from there, we stayed there for a while. Then we rode 2 breakers after that, and we had a pretty good time at both clubs, dancing and things like that. The people there was chill, DJs was chill and things like that. So then once we get the breakers was the after hour. That was they always had them on Bissonnettes or streets where it's a lot of I'm trying to think of a YouTube appropriate word. Basically people who do bake sales for their cootie cat. So it was a lot of that activity, and then you had D-boys in there, and then you had all kinds of stuff. It was just, it felt like a Future video shoot or something like that. But it was, I'm from areas that's considered, whatever you want to fill in the blank. I don't want to use no wrong words. People get offended these days. But so I was vibing, hitting all the little dances and hey, and from there, next thing you know, it was around 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and we were all hungry. Cause my little wings had them passed. Them little sips made me hungry again because my body be pushing the alcohol out, which all bodies do. But that's why a lot of people tend to drink fast so they can get drunk faster. So then from there, Wayne came up with the idea that we should ride with him and we gonna go to the Waffle House. Because they had a Waffle House probably, I think it was on Bel Air or Westheimer. But in Houston, they miles are so long, but we was right by a freeway, so we was gonna get on 59, then boom, boom, boom. I think we was gonna get off at Chimney Rock or something like that, and then we was gonna go there. So then, while we on the way there, Wayne is swerving. Swerve right, swerve left, like, hey, but it's not funny in this moment. It's like, and I'm nudging Velvet, like, hey, but like, cause I'm sober at this point. I don't really be needing, like when I used to go out, I didn't need a buzz all the time. It wasn't until my introverted nature kicked in and then I started drinking to make myself even get in the mood to go out to appease people I hung with. But in this given moment right now, I wasn't actually, you know, after work ready to turn up or whatever. So I'm still aware. Velvet kind of a little like, she buzzed. Remy is at this point now, it's obvious she's rolling. But she telling him, Wayne, what you doing? Why you doing that? And Wayne was just, I got this. But now his voice didn't change. He sounded all kind of droopy and stuff like that. And then, I hope I ain't got nothing in my nose. Let me see. Oh no, I don't got nothing in my nose. I have nose hair, so the light be reflecting. Don't mind me, y'all. So, anyways, next thing you know, we getting off the exit, but then one of the constables who was on the opposite side of the street, like it was a four-way that we came to, like the exit come down, and then you immediately at a red light, you got where you cross that in front of you, you could make a left, and they got also traffic coming from the left going to the right, and then the same thing on the right side. Constable was on the right side getting ready to go left. Wayne runs the red light. We get pulled over. And then from there, that's when Wayne and Remy both went to just panicking. And I know that they have been drinking, but when they was panicking, it was like them talking about hide it. And I'm wondering what they talking about hide. Remy opened up the glove compartment. Why a whole bunch of like weird looking debit cards popped out like how on the movies when they be showing babies popping out and flying. And I'm looking, and some of them fell on the floor. I'm picking them up. They don't have no name on any of them.
I hope you like prison food.
Like debit cards. So from there, the police come to the car and they talking to Wayne, but he talking too much. So then they ask him step out the car. He stepped out the car. He failed the sobriety test. Fell on the ground, and then from there they was like, they didn't do a full search of the car, but they asked him to pop the trunk. Them people found all kind of like boxes and boxes of debit cards in the trunk. They found a scanner. They found they had drugs in the trunk, but they obviously didn't find that. But they knew that drinking had taken place with the drivers. They knew they was impaired. But one of the officers said one of the craziest things. And he told them, before I let you go, will you promise me you gonna go home? And from there, Wayne was like, yes, officer, yes. And Remy was sitting there in the passenger seat just moaning. It was weird. She was like, but it wasn't like a cry. It was like, I don't know what drugs do to people. She was having like some type of episode, but thankfully it wasn't loud enough to where it disturbed the officers. And so finally, when Wayne get back in the car and the police leave, because the police ended up telling him was that you lucky that I'm getting off in 10 minutes, because if I wasn't, I would have took you to jail and searched the rest of this car. But I don't feel like doing all that paperwork, and I didn't have a long day today. Which you never really hear that in Texas. Police, they gonna get you for anything. Y'all other cities, y'all police be letting y'all go with warnings. No, they will get you for literally anything. Like I said on the previous video, you will be in jail in Harris County jail or in city jail for traffic infractions, and your next door neighbor is somebody who is about to get charged with MURDER or something like that, or just something serious. And then from there, so we got off lucky basically. But after that, I just told Wayne to bring me back to my car so I could drop Velvet off and I can go home. But it seemed like the getting pulled over put the fear of God in him. I tried to drive, but he never wanted to let me drive, you know, so it kind of go along with that masculinity complex that he had. And I made it to the car, and when me and Velvet was riding, I asked her about them cards, and come to find out, these people were scammers. And that was the thing about Velvet. We gonna have, Velvet. Yeah, that's Velvet. Because I had slipped and said her name earlier, but I'm gonna edit that out. With Velvet, she always had me around questionable people during our time. She actually can have about 20 story times just of the different things that has happened with me being around her. And me back then was non-judgmental, so I never wanted to look at like, oh, this person does things that's wrong, I shouldn't be around them. For me, I always had that feeling like, oh, you can love people into being a better person, and I'm non-judgmental and all that other stupid stuff. Me now though, haha. Anyway, so I don't need no frauds. I don't need no drama when you call type stuff. So they're scammers. And she broke everything down to me because we ended up still going, me and her, we went and got breakfast, and we were sitting down eating at Waffle House. And at Waffle House, that's when she was telling me about how Wayne actually works at a restaurant, and he makes a regular livable salary. So, and Remy, she really wouldn't, I forgot what she did some type of home care, healthcare sitting job to where it was like as needed. So if her patient passed on, she'll either be out for a little while, or she may have a few patients. So they had basic money. They didn't have the money that they was like having that night. All of that was on somebody else's dollar. And that's something that is like kind of crazy, because had I known that, I wouldn't have been around them. I've seen people in the mall get run down by the FBI for that. So then from there, she told me that Wayne basically broke it down to her how he got all of that. He used some type of add-on machine, and he put it on the debit and credit card machine at the restaurant he worked at. And but his restaurant was a 5-star restaurant. So these are people that are expected to be 6 figures on up. And in Houston, they got a lot of millionaires, in case y'all don't know that. It's a lot of like millionaires that's just regular people living regular lives. So he decided that he was going to use that machine, and then he had some kind of other machine that would basically embed their information on all of those blank cards that was in the card that I just mentioned earlier. And from there, he had been doing that for a few years, and he had never got caught. Like, eventually he did end up getting caught though. He probably still in jail now. I don't know if Remy went down with him, but I know for sure he was on the news when he got caught. But it's a lot of stories about that too. I know another story about Velvet, her homegirl. We're gonna call her Dory. Velvet homegirl Dory used to mess with a dude that was doing money order scams, to where you would get a money order for $2, and they would use some type of system to where they would erase the $2 off the money order and make it $2,000, and they would go to ATMs and cash them out, like those ATMs that accept deposits, but you would have to have a bank account. And that's kind of the grandfather of those people these days who be asking you, if you got Navy Federal, tap in. If you have Chase Bank, tap in. That was what they was doing back then. But that could actually be its own story time. So I hope this was exciting. I know they say to be exciting, have a plot line, and all that other stuff. So y'all just give me something in the comments. Let me know, hey, keep it up, do better, go harder, or something like that, so I'll know for future reference. Because I have too many story times. I'm planning on just writing them out and making a chronological order to lead up to right now in life. But they're interesting stories, because I have lived a fun life. I'm only 100 years old. The trick part about that whole situation is that if they would have searched the car, they would have found a whole bunch of paraphernalia in the trunk too, because that was another thing that Velvet told me about, how the people, Wayne on the side, he was like a D-boy in his neighborhood because he lived off of Braeswood where all of the stuff went on and things like that. But honestly, stuff like that is crazy because you think you're going out, you think you're having a good time, and it's a big thing about keeping people around you and knowing what they do, because it's so many situations where people then got hemmed up for pows and for, you know, all types of pills and etc. because the people around them they had it and they didn't even know. And you have some people, they'll throw you under the bus and say, oh, that ain't mine, which means that all y'all gonna go to jail until they figure it out, or, you know, just things like that. And you never want to throw your future away over something like that. Even though for me in that instance I got off, but I learned my lesson. Psych, I didn't, because yeah, that I'll touch on that in a future story time too. So if y'all keep me here, y'all gonna find out the whole all 15 seasons and 22 episodes of these story times. But yeah, I had actually thought the video didn't record because initially it disappeared and the phone was warm, but it's here. I'm gonna just add this part to the end of the video. And from there, y'all stick around. But I do notice YouTube shorts get more attention. Like I'm gonna keep posting videos because this is like my diary now. I'd rather post on here, like on Snapchat, because nobody pays attention to me on here or on Snapchat versus how Twitter used to be my spot. But everybody that overran Twitter with celebrity arguments, with think pieces, TED Talks, everybody judging people. You got people with their smoke alarm going off in their house, but they telling people on the internet how to live their life. Like, C battery is only $1 at Dollar Tree, babe. 25 cents, and after tax, maybe 142. It's not that much. But yeah, so from there, I'll see you guys later.